What's up, guys? We're still at Gillette Stadium. We just caught up with Kevin, and now I'm here with Karen Guregian. We are here to talk about a few other topics. The first one being, what is up with Brady's contract? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's not a big deal, is it?
No, not at all. Just a little minor matter that we have to address.
Blip on the radar. Well, we'll go backwards first. We have a quarterback who's in the final year of his deal.
Yep.
And normally, it really doesn't usually get to this stage where Brady would be in a walk year. I mean, we haven't got to the first game yet.
No. Nope.
But a lot of people expected or anticipated that a new deal or some kind of extension would have been done by now, by training camp.
Absolutely.
But my information right now is that while the two sides have talked, they're not particularly close at this juncture.
Right. Which is a little alarming. Just a little bit.
It's a little bit alarming. Now, does that mean that, by the end of the day today, they can get something together, snap it up?
You never know. Everything changes on a dime.
Right. But you can kind of see things from both sides. I mean, Brady wants to be here. He doesn't want to play.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want to play anywhere else. And
thank God.
Essentially, this is going to be his last deal here. So, and he wants to play till he's 45 or 50 or how long it is. Let's say 45 because that's what he
That's
said.
his magic number, so to speak.
So he wants at least a 2 to 3 year extension. Now,
Well, they give it to him.
Bill Belichick's perspective, and is he going to really put the money out for a soon-to-be 42-year-old quarterback? And Belichick is definitely not the guy who's going to pay for past performance. He's not the type of guy who has an ounce of sentiment in his heart.
No, he's looking towards the future. That's his goal.
Absolutely. And he doesn't care if you won 6 Super Bowl rings. He doesn't care if you're the GOAT. He's, what are you going to do for me this year, next year, and the year after? So, yeah, Brady has taken less to play here.
He's taken a lot of pay cuts.
He's taken a lot of pay cuts, but again, if you want to give him equitable market value, Bill's going to say for a 42-year-old quarterback who's going to be 43 and 44, and the decline is coming, and he showed signs of that a little bit last year as well.
Right, and I mean the left tackle position is a little bit up in the air, and that's his blind side. So if he doesn't have that protection at the age of almost 42, it's going to become a problem. He's going to be getting hit more maybe, and there's only so much your body can take. Even if you're on the TB12 diet, there is only so much that you can do to propel yourself forward at his age.
But you can also see Brady saying, you wanted to pay Jimmy Garoppolo so much money, and now he's making $27.5 million for San Francisco, and he's barely played there. He's won nothing. 1-0.
Yeah.
And is Brady going to take less than what Garoppolo is making?
Yeah.
So
there's a line. There has to be a line somewhere.
What I'm saying is, so is Brady going to take less than that, and will Bill give him that?
Right.
So basically, that's sort of kind of the ballpark of where we're at.
Absolutely, and we were just talking about this before, how Bill Belichick's more of the bad cop, and there may be some overhead stepping in, more good cop.
Typically, I mean, the last few deals that Brady has done, team owner Robert Kraft has done those deals.
Right.
And if things get to a point, where they're both walking away from the table, I'm sure Robert Kraft will step in and get something done.
Absolutely.
Because he doesn't want his prized son not being happy and walking away, or, leaving as a free agent, or having Bill trade him. Because all these things are, even if a minute possibility, are possibilities.
Right, you can't rule anything out. So moving away from the GOAT, not that we don't love talking about him and Bill and Bob and all our favorite guys, Who are some lesser known guys that you think are going to step up and start really performing and making those steps towards future indispensable guys?
Well, there's a couple of second-year players who you're going to hope are going to make that so-called second-year leap.
Right.
One being J.C. Jackson, cornerback. Now, you didn't see much of him for the first half of the year because he was kind of learning the ropes. But toward the second half of the year, and particularly in the playoffs, he was actually starting across from Stephen Gilmore. Now, you would hope that that's not just some flash-in-the-pan thing.
Right.
You would hope that J.C. Jackson is going to build off of that and become the solid number 2 cornerback across from Stephen
That they
Gilmore.
need, yeah.
So I know the Patriots have veteran Jason Mccourty, but again, he's older. He's not going to be here forever.
Right.
And you want the younger guys to kind of step in and take over. And J.C. Jackson has the tools to be a number 1 corner, but the question mark is, will he assume the mantle?
Right.
Another player is linebacker Jajuan Bentley. Now, he showed all kinds of promise through the early camps and
He really did.
season. He played in the first couple games of the season before he tore his bicep, and that was the end of him. But the defense and Coach Belichick had such faith in him that they had him wear the green dot as the signal caller on the defense, and that allowed...
Now that's promising.
It is, and that allowed them to move other pieces in the defense like Dante Hightower to go rush the passer from the edge as opposed to having him be the signal caller. So if Jajuan Bentley basically picks up where he left off and improves, that's another young player and another important piece to your defense.
Absolutely. Future. Looking towards the future.
Yeah, looking towards the future, who I think, again, could really make that defense rock. One of their new players, Mike Pennell, a free agent they just signed with the Jets. He's going to be a big run stuffer in the middle of their line. And, he kind of got lost in the shuffle playing with the Jets because the Jets had a great interior line up front. And they had a lot of big names up front, and who's Mike Pennell? But coming here, he really fits into the Patriots scheme. I talked to him a bit during the mini camps, and he loves what he's seen here. He loves the scheme. He's had his head in the playbook, and I think he might surprise people and actually have
Absolutely.
a really good year and a career type year. So those are just a couple of names to keep an eye on.
Right, and the Patriots tend to pick guys that aren't the big names. They don't need necessarily the big names to find out what pieces are going to work well with their scheme, and then they really push that.
Well, he could fit into a long line of these free agents who no one's really heard of that all of a sudden flourish here and become stars.
Right.
The
Right.
Patriots have had a habit of that.
They really have.
Keep your eyes on Mike Pennell.